In the heart of the mystical Igbo land, nestled amidst the lush greenery of an enchanted forest, lay the serene village of Nonyoma. Here, under the canopy of ancient trees, lived a beautiful young girl named Adaeze. Her eyes sparkled like the stars, and her laughter echoed through the village, captivating all who beheld her grace. Despite her beauty and gentle spirit, Adaeze faced rejection from the men of her village. They sought wives with dowries and status, overlooking her humble origins. Yet, Adaeze remained undeterred, finding solace in the love of her family and the wonders of the forest. One fateful day, a prince from a distant village arrived in Nonyoma. His name was Chukwudi, and he was on a quest to find a bride worthy of his heart. As he wandered through the village, his eyes fell upon Adaeze, and he was spellbound by her radiant beauty. Chukwudi approached Adaeze with reverence, his heart filled with admiration for her humility and grace. He spoke words of kindness, praising her inner beauty above all else. Adaeze, touched by his sincerity, felt a warmth blooming within her heart. Filled with hope, Chukwudi sought the approval of Adaeze's uncle, Obinna, the village elder. With great humility, he declared his intentions to marry Adaeze, promising to cherish and honor her for all eternity. Obinna, wise and discerning, hesitated to grant his niece's hand to a stranger from a distant land. He questioned Chukwudi's motives, fearing that his intentions may not be pure. But Chukwudi, undeterred, vowed to prove his love through deeds of valor. Unbeknownst to the villagers, a cunning sorcerer lurked in the shadows, envious of Chukwudi's affections for Adaeze. Determined to thwart their happiness, he devised a wicked plan to test the prince's worthiness. As Chukwudi and Adaeze strolled through the forest, they stumbled upon a clearing adorned with ancient runes. Suddenly, the ground trembled, and a voice boomed from the heavens, challenging Chukwudi to solve a series of riddles to prove his love. The first riddle spoke of a river without water, a bridge without stone. Pondering its meaning, Chukwudi realized that it referred to the passage of time, and he answered with confidence, earning the approval of the unseen judges. Emboldened by his success, Chukwudi faced the second trial, a puzzle of mirrors and shadows. With Adaeze's guidance, he deciphered its mysteries, proving his cunning and intelligence to the watching spirits. Enraged by Chukwudi's triumph, the sorcerer unleashed his dark magic upon the forest, sending shadowy creatures to assail the couple. Adaeze, fearless and determined, stood by Chukwudi's side, wielding her inner strength against the forces of darkness. In their hour of need, a guardian spirit emerged from the depths of the forest, its radiant form driving back the shadows with a flick of its ethereal wings. With a solemn nod, it bestowed upon Chukwudi and Adaeze its blessing, guiding them towards their destiny. As dawn broke over the horizon, Chukwudi and Adaeze reached the heart of the forest, where the sorcerer awaited them in his lair of darkness. With a malevolent grin, he challenged Chukwudi to a duel of magic, seeking to claim Adaeze for his own. With the sorcerer's dark magic swirling around them, Chukwudi and Adaeze stood united, their love shielding them from harm. With a mighty cry, Chukwudi unleashed the full force of his power, channeling the strength of his ancestors to vanquish the sorcerer's evil. As the sorcerer's lair crumbled around them, Chukwudi and Adaeze emerged victorious, their love shining brighter than ever before. With tears of joy, they embraced, knowing that they had overcome every obstacle to be together. With the sorcerer's defeat, peace returned to the enchanted forest, and Chukwudi and Adaeze made their way back to the village of Nonyoma. As they entered the village square, they were greeted with cheers and applause, their love celebrated by all who had doubted them. In honor of their victory, the villagers prepared a lavish wedding feast, with music and dance filling the night air. Underneath the stars, Chukwudi and Adaeze exchanged vows of eternal love, their hearts overflowing with happiness. As husband and wife, Chukwudi and Adaeze embarked on a new journey together, their bond stronger than steel. With each passing day, they worked side by side, building a future filled with love, laughter, and prosperity. Though the sorcerer had been defeated, his dark legacy lingered in the shadows, a constant reminder of the dangers that lurked in the world. Yet, Chukwudi and Adaeze faced the challenges ahead with courage and determination, knowing that their love would always light the way. In gratitude for their bravery, the guardian spirit of the forest bestowed upon Chukwudi and Adaeze a gift of great power, a magical amulet that granted them protection from harm. With this talisman by their side, they ventured forth into the world, ready to face whatever trials lay ahead. With their wedding celebrations at an end, Chukwudi and Adaeze bid farewell to the village of Nwanyoma, setting out on a journey to Chukwudi's homeland. Along the way, they encountered many wonders and challenges, each one strengthening their bond as husband and wife. Upon their arrival in Chukwudi's village, they were greeted with great pomp and ceremony, as befitting the prince and his bride. Adaeze, though humble in her origins, carried herself with grace and dignity, winning the hearts of all who beheld her. In the presence of Chukwudi's father, the king, Adaeze was welcomed into the royal open arms. Though she was of common birth, her beauty and kindness earned her the respect of all who dwelt within the palace walls. Amidst the festivities, there lurked a courtier envious of Adaeze's presence. Named Ikemba, he harbored ambitions of marrying into the royal family himself. Seeing Adaeze as a threat to his aspirations, he plotted to undermine her standing in the court. Unbeknownst to Ikemba, Queen Ngozi, Chukwudi's mother, saw through his deceitful ways. Wise and perceptive, she took Adaeze under her wing, recognizing the purity of her heart and the strength of her character. With the queen's support, Adaeze found solace amidst the intrigues of the court. One moonlit night, Ikemba discovered a long-forgotten chamber hidden within the depths of the palace. Within its confines lay ancient scrolls and artifacts of great power, guarded by magical words. Seeing an opportunity to discredit Adaeze, Ikemba hatched a wicked plan to use the chamber against her. Under the guise of concern for the kingdom's safety, Ikemba approached the king with false accusations against Adaeze. He claimed to have evidence of her involvement with dark magic, citing the forbidden chamber as proof of her treachery. In the face of Ikemba's accusations, Chukwudi stood by Adaeze's side, unwavering in his belief in her innocence. Determined to uncover the truth, the king decreed a trial by ordeal, wherein Adaeze would undergo a series of tests to prove her purity of heart. For her first trial, Adaeze was tasked with walking through a corridor of flames unscathed. With the weight of the kingdom's judgment upon her, she braved the inferno, her faith in Chukwudi's love guiding her through the flames unharmed. Next, Adaeze faced a trial of water, wherein she was submerged in a pool of icy depths. As she struggled against the currents, Chukwudi's voice echoed in her mind, urging her to persevere. With a final burst of strength, she emerged from the waters triumphant. For the final trial, Adaeze was presented with a test of truth, wherein she was bound by sacred oath to speak only the truth. With unwavering resolve, she recounted her journey from humble beginnings to the arms of her beloved Chukwudi, her words resonating with the purity of her soul. As Adaeze's innocence was proven beyond doubt, Ikemba's deceit was laid bare for all to see. Enraged by his treachery, the king banished him from the kingdom, casting him out into the wilderness to face the consequences of his actions alone. With the truth revealed, peace once more reigned within the palace walls. Adaeze's name was cleared, and she was welcomed back into the royal family with open arms. Grateful for her loyalty and resilience, the king bestowed upon her the title of Princess Adaeze, honoring her as a true daughter of the realm. In a grand ceremony attended by nobles and commoners alike, Chukwudi was crowned as the rightful heir to the throne, with Adaeze by his side as his queen. Amidst the jubilant cheers of the crowd, they pledged their love and loyalty to each other and to their kingdom. As Chukwudi and Adaeze knelt before the ancestral shrine, they offered prayers of gratitude to the spirits of their forefathers. In the flickering light of the sacred flames, they felt the presence of their ancestors surrounding them, showering them with blessings for a prosperous reign. With their kingdom united under their rule, Chukwudi and Adaeze embarked on a quest to forge alliances with neighboring realms. Through diplomacy and goodwill, they sought to build a future of peace and prosperity for all who dwelt within their borders. One day, a delegation from a distant kingdom arrived at the palace, seeking an audience with the royal couple. Among them was a renowned ambassador named Okeke, whose wisdom and insight impressed Chukwudi and Adaeze greatly. During their meeting, Ambassador Okeke revealed a prophecy foretelling of a great danger that threatened to engulf the land. Only by uniting the neighboring kingdoms could they hope to stand against the darkness that loomed on the horizon. Determined to heed the warning of the prophecy, Chukwudi and Adaeze called upon the rulers of the neighboring kingdoms to join them in a council of war. Together, they pledged their swords and their strength to the defense of their lands against the coming storm. As the armies of the allied kingdoms assembled on the field of battle, Chukwudi and Adaeze stood at the forefront, their courage inspiring their warriors to fight with valor and determination. With hearts united in purpose, they prepared to face their greatest challenge yet. At the forefront, their courage inspiring their warriors to fight with valor and determination. With hearts united in purpose, they prepared to face their greatest challenge yet. With a deafening roar, the forces of darkness descended upon the allied kingdoms, their ranks bolstered by foul creatures of the night. Yet amidst the chaos and despair, Chukwudi and Adaeze stood firm, their resolve unshaken by the horrors that surrounded them. In the midst of battle, a beacon of light erupted from the heavens, illuminating the battlefield with its radiant glow. With a triumphant cry, Chukwudi and Adaeze rallied their allies to their side, wielding the power of their love as a shield against the encroaching darkness. With the aid of their newfound allies, Chukwudi and Adaeze fought with renewed vigor, driving back the forces of darkness with each stroke of their swords. Though the battle raged on for days, they refused to yield, knowing that the fate of their kingdom hung in the balance. In a final, decisive blow, Chukwudi and Adaeze confronted the source of the darkness, a malevolent sorcerer who sought to enslave the world beneath his tyrannical rule. With the power of their love and the strength of their allies, they vanquished the sorcerer once and for all, banishing his evil from the land. With the threat of darkness finally extinguished, the allied kingdoms rejoiced in their victory, celebrating with feasts and festivals that echoed throughout the land. Amidst the joyous revelry, Chukwudi and Adaeze stood together, their hands clasped in a bond that could never be broken. In the years that followed, Chukwudi and Adaeze ruled over their kingdom with wisdom and compassion, their love serving as a guiding light for all who dwelt within their borders. Together, they implemented policies of peace and prosperity, ensuring that their people flourished in times of peace. Despite their many triumphs, Chukwudi and Adaeze yearned for an heir to carry on their legacy. Their prayers were answered when Adaeze discovered she was with child, the blessing that filled their hearts with joy and anticipation. In the quiet of the royal chambers, Adaeze gave birth to a son, a child destined to inherit the throne and lead their kingdom into a new era of greatness. With tears of happiness streaming down their faces, Chukwudi and Adaeze held their newborn son close, knowing that he was the embodiment of their love and devotion. As their son grew, Chukwudi and Adaeze imparted upon him the wisdom and values that had guided them throughout their lives. They watched with pride as he embraced his role as heir to the throne, his spirit strong and his heart pure. And so, the tale of Chukwudi and Adaeze, the prince and the humble maiden, came to a close. Through trials and tribulations, they had overcome every obstacle in their path, their love shining as brightly as the sun. And as they looked out upon their kingdom, they knew that their story would live on for generations to come, a testament to the power of love and the triumph of the human spirit.